Medide Dr. Ahmed Koku Owusu. Odihye me na meye apomuden ya ahonya dwumadi wo ITV so. Emre bi me ye nkyerɛkyerɛ sonko ɛfa emema emreyo ɛwɔ empam.
Alwa me trust ni nkomo enfema wo fia no me de ukwada Wednesday morning chance sa no a Joada brother ukwada de shop my name some etumi kanti ni edru so no sawat was mama Penny his excellency John Dramani Mahama asha say big push kwan a yetwitwa yi skapugu etwa to de ye kwan no asa bibia koso a ankoyi no of course no so source contract the contract no ama nipa ba ku bi sign kai be biemu na bia etumi de no krata ba wo minyamaye wo be ne sen anya sa ne yakoma nipa bi ne no na adom kuma no asore wasansem ho na mo chim se da bi na ska komo so no nye ska wa ni se e ba ne sa so di sansem we ba bi ne amakwa so nhwemu mapa enkoso e wo sa ensem na ho no ene ne ye ba be di ho enkomo ahwe bi push no ene sa so contract na e course no sa na wo se ekono na de na e bi go bi ntodofo na na pipini fam no mo she ye bi din komo di kai honorable Mustafa Mohammed assembly member Jomens Bomote electoral area is also a member of the NPP na afi so no George Reborn Ayite Gideon, former youth organizer, the Miabra Obum constituency and former assembly member. Before Akwaba.
Yeah.
It's a boom of Cordia.
Let me not do
it. I tell her where she are Unyakuma.
I'll be any senior because I know. That's right.
All right. The other Mustafa pay is yes, I indicate you and only at the form of shape. Sorry, French, I'm another phone.
You, Pacho, me find Konya we actually me electoral area. Yes, that is Jomes Momote electoral area. Mature Mwana Pawe opinion leaders, any pennyphobia, and you be beer or Jomes Momote, any castle in ya, any Ghana, Mature Biana Pawe. Tim stress in your main can't obia or Nadi Obia Cheno, intimate cancer.
Okay, that's it. Younger, I tell us general.
So people, anopedia mema ITV ashefoni na Happy New Month. Na me chia good before Domia Brabo constituency me MP Honorable Isaac Kabukuibo and me MC Honorable Moses Kabukubi Okanse. Me chia all branch executives. Senior last me catch on Yame Adom na yebe ko constituency contest na I'll be contesting for constituency secretary. Me chia omo anope na omu consider me na me serve omu ntanope micho bibi
ntino munu ya ite ha kan na you to organize sisia the constituency no person obe church for and mamu ewo do me abra obo mu nti bi ono mu a mu hunu dwuma pa obo ene na ho fama etu ho ache no ma wanya no radio so TV so defending the government na fields in the constituency we na ne dwuma pa just somebody show man sa obetumi aye ebi no wa no krani wo from a since I'm for combat kind of party was some constituency was some na I get thing o friend one person oba nipa sa no person be dream kra no obeka mo asam no ditumi hye ne sa obeden mutumi aye dwuma no nti nipa bi sei no edu ha ya mon kai mo na mutumi emwa mo. All right, Dr. Mustafa my infrastructure fuel swim yes so source contract what you want some saying but say say mama dia be home man be grad ne ho agim say sa na tie dia enhwem bi enkoso big push no enya dwuma pa nka ba we ye a we ya kwan eni say mo di we ba be wurem asane ma ba be twetwem
yo pacho me da say eni uti for nya make I say the big push before 2024 election no make I say as a part of the current government ni campaign they say about initiative project ebebo omino I think we share omino kasa yewo infrastructure deficit so about be close gap no so that to say it is a project like road any dualization of road to say from Accra to Kumasi from Minkansa Accra to Takrade needs to into best pan the urban dualization and need some critical infrastructure be being minor etime akoso but when you look at we nya ne promise na omaye no to say for example you won't say omo promise they say omo the Evan the beba form and we all know say omo promise say Nkrofo say they will turn water to wine and milk. Zongo for omo promise omo say they will turn water to madara amomo. It's you know we share we nya yehun sa. It's a big push and acquire the biggest scandal, acquire avenue to loot the nation. Baby say na nka big push and then na midi kanka and say nka idea nka bebo mine, but you say I got any ground to loot the country. It's no baby say the source contracts here then source contracts. I say in a situation where we have multiple suppliers, but you choose this only one without competition or competitive bidding. And then take it for example, also pay TV at all. And a TV, we spec our pay. Internet, we say no open up. We all the companies no produce TV, and no more TV, on be summit bidding, and I bid. There's almost summit here. And now we have from no be adding the better. It's a share fairness, because I bet your fairness and transparency. Because through that, you get to know the prices of Obia. Now when we say okay, we respect now open. Sa and we so be at the end of the day, it's considering we say no, we price will form. It's a we price will form, none in the same spec, or better than the price will form. No, we be ubia as submitting the bidding value for money. And we need to also look at the fairness and what transparency in the business. But in a situation where, say, obefe nipa back on now one no business consistently, repeatedly, without going through the public procurement law, that is the Axis ended at 63. No one consider we now say, oh, but or minor form. Yes. Affect your money. That means corruption. It could be a past relationship, maybe Sani Pakono and a minister of road and highway, and so source on our demand. No, there could be there's a relationship. A work should be a Kosoa Ghana for you. Into a moon, say you say, Bibi Koso. Emma sa nsemi nya APM Ghana for will say yes BBC caution so enye because we remember say John Mama Ebano or promise or catch Ghana for say on in arbitration be scandal free. But what are we saying? Because awarding 81 contract to a sole source that worth almost 73 billion Ghana cedi in 7 months. We are an unprecedented scandal, and we should know how to handle it as a country. It's ye DAAKYE in 24 DAAKYE and a Ghana for also DAAKYE because we share investigation fourth estate for a year. I indicate say contracts almost 81 contracts out of 107 contracts. Edia ko ama enipa bako for Emma is saying President or minor His Excellency John Dramani Mahama abekan once say any investigation and investigation also know that is the Minister of Road and Highway and also and responsible to those investigation by presenting a report. Now at the end of the day ni hu any cry wom and then me say Ghana for need the cheaper.
Okay. So share how was say me be woman now any baby no edeba. I'm sure mo as me say ade why bi da obetumi aye. You know, the man no ye na sika ne pepepe na me dey amanom me wi oman no a efonso bi e wo ho ana na say emra na ka say de bia biemu ntini or say abibia bi.
Yeah, but I say do you medical indicate and say the public procurement law no act 663 no indicate clearly say unjustified sole source contracts. But there's a situation and also no obeti me dey ama enipa baako for but that would depend on exceptional circumstances. Maybe in a case of disaster, BAC, disaster ni see no a yi nim say maybe your medical supplies some medical supply need ya so ade na no yitimi entimi fa through the process no procurement process no it no immediately no eno de ye betimi agile sa procurement process na atoma yitimi de amaso because of the past experience because before we contract be ma obi no e say won hwe the past experience what equipment the logistic the resources needed I will be to me executive project no you put into consideration before you be award the contracts into enuna e ka say mo bia summit bid na yen hwe de qualify na de amano because you share o man nkasa na ekebi mami kebi democracy and the democracy is all about people but in a situation where you've single one person or is centered at one place without considering the larger population, Akoye say you are unfair to the Ghanaians. You are unfair to contractors because Joma Mebano or my own say the previous government, seen na or more ye so source utmu say or much say utmu say contract the man enipa baako for ntin so no be address all those issues ntin Ghana for ye then eto abama no the previous government so or say contract no the bema local contractors who are Ghanaians they say no usha contract na edema enipa baako for no are we fair to contractors that we have in this country? No, we are not, because the contract has been awarded, all contract is being awarded to just one person, a single source, which is unfair to other contractors. And we share we so because say him say the obviously be say sir we know funding of all these projects e be free, and we all know president no make it clear say this project may be free from domestic generated fund, let me just the petroleum revenue and maybe mineral royalties in this way be free. That means make us say Ghana for nyade. Ghana for it means contractors for na what do no so munya so Ghana for. So giving this to one source is or single source contract is unfair. It's unfair. And I can say, and then maybe break akoso where even ubisa usha the repackaging of old project and our project be an akoso dadano maybe in the previous government and repackaging all those things. And in so no usha Minister Nankasa went to me no because he began to say other out of the 107 contracts I say no what we know 81 to 1 source no what happened to the rest in so a selective and no crampon what almost is it 21 billion Ghana cedi, which is very huge. It's an within some few months, not even a year, because me can say government the big push or your announcement he made it known to Ghanaians. That was in 2025 State of the Nation address say or per se a big push so that on constructed road critical infrastructure so that non closing the infrastructure deficit na wo kromo mono and he made it clear that
so we are facing my account business.
Yes, and he made it clear say no katahwehwe a previous government maybe so source now dey ma enipa baako for contract agreement ono onye ena me can say osako some program be national mirefi is it something yes me can yes international o make that statement or repeat it repeat it or ta repeat it she say nka project ni be connect regional connection maybe so call region we are so road near dualization a road we are a bit me a connect and to the farmers and be get close to the markets. But as so be brain a good initiative, but it seems some of his leadership or maybe whoever are in charge, they are trying to turn it to a looting ground, which will not be helpful to this country.
All right, so now Mustafa and Ode Ninchiremu Sania or Tia Sensania Dunkumanum and Suntiasin. All right, Hemra Oswe. Over 44% of new road projects are so sourced. About some define a promise of accountability.
So people, in some way, can you now, and I dear, me brap and honorable. Okay, minti or baby, I say, a scandal now, a corruption, skebia yira, oh baby. Ampa, yeba power, no, you can say MPP are buying. Most of them project or more year, are meant to me in is through soul sourcing. And I can say the soul sourcing now almost it was becoming too many. Bibi say kofaku. At the end of the day, no, at the end also, kai. While we share planting for food and agriculture, we want to make a Jessica. So now only farm wa baby Akonta mines, we want to make needing womb. So now infrastructure amba. I mean a lot of projects. And I see so source no. Ye ba and be brassy. Ewo ye ya breso. First and foremost, yes. So it's becoming too much.
Na yakwa kwesa basa transparency and that is a potential corruption.
Exactly, potential. So I'm building a point. Inti omanye inti ye ba no NSC so sourcing no say nipa ba ko de bia e ko ne ho adwuma no so enkoso no ye be bre na se ya nka say we were coming to eradicate or eliminate it from the system, because first and foremost, soul sourcing is constitutional. But that's what I say. A yadia yera J. Kufuor na breso 2003, and now ye pass a bill parliament about soul sourcing. Say you bet to me at the say that many no act. 6 is 2 no I can say yes I can want them say obey me no baby someone say there any soul sourcing here non-competitive award of contract now normally no
contract
in a specific and regulated situation ben be a particular contract no specialist ombe to me I execute no be na omo no so and so omo do so crampo they do not meet the requisite requirement obey to me I qualify for the contract internet to me basa and I buy no this
obedi will be presenting the document obedi who say omo ma ka na nkuta we am some another time but we be ani na wa church we are not being
the one say utie governs agboja one can say nipa ba ko na di ba you I say amount for the buyer people were bidding they went through the procurement way no processes no but omo nya ye no omo qualify ye but it's what you say
do the buyer there no
do the buyer so people yeah 3 wo ha ye nyina ye dia ko me document no meet the required way no una wo dey drew ho you find say 2-3 contract ni nyina no me I don't qualify to get the contract una unya here they also look at the financial muscles you the be execute contract no but what you say
then to me so source like can so confident grant but the same to me and classify as how
some me but me building me point to and I say and we have given out over 400 contracts it was a big push we mo and fourth estate omo no mo see enye sa de abeda ho a eye ensem a ye we o media we foundation omo ye media foundation bi fourth estate no omo no mo aye nhwehwemu but so what you say and omo de aba abonten say 81 of contracts na yama no eye so sourcing nti enye say say corruption bibi esi ana ya ye bone bi wo baabi o adwuma na ye di ama contract na ye di ama nso the contract is ongoing ye enye say obi akoje contract no and we jai ato we call all the areas yabu bosso nyina akwan eye koso no me weekends now was in Takrade idea almost started MPP I think dualization started here. They didn't get anywhere, they didn't even pay any money, but what you say but NDC ye buy no koso didi ufri ha call once na we do mankese no it will take you a lot of time before you get there, but it's what you say. And now the minister in charge of this sector no or parliament and rankwa o or parliament and ye bisan and also ampa yenka we are not like MPP omo ya de no na obi so mo no say debi onye no kuro debi ye de no say ampa so source no ebi wo ho but eno ye 44% of all the contracts na yama no. I think there is improvement because a certain past government was doing 99% so sourcing in this country. But that's what I say. Mr. People MPP was doing 99% so sourcing. It is a bambiaba. And I say so sourcing and yebone. So sourcing and yem so provided say ubedi mra akwanya ye faso edi ye no wo ye ni pepe
and young from so then will be 100% send from so.
And young from so no na mama example say ebini want to me or call the agric scafre agric banker or say planting for food there is no ni farm or baby but that's what you say. Nti eno na wo de baby sa ho nsem. But that's what you say. Nti omo ye adwuma no na foundation bi akoye enom de aba de sese ankatemamifo de yeye ne say ska hi na ekomu and the ska na ekomu no is there what we call value for money ewo mu ana because so people free station ha eko kaswa ye for say ye 500 kilometers 500 meters and eko na ye twa kwan ya say ye 100,000 cities and no just another road somewhere and also 500 meters no e be cost to say 100,000 because e bet me about say bridges need a lot of work has to be done before you get there. That is what my opposition for no omonya no wrong because instead of you to take time and dissect and strictly go through say enko ye no omo de omo fa ne say MPP ye campaign say no so sourcing no onye anaso be brand as NDC ye campaign say so sourcing no obe brand as na say betimi mpo onye nti the fact say ye bi ne de na kire say from so obi so mo say corruption na ska hina how much has been given out ayen ho adwuma obi enu obetumi aka say ska say na kom ska na menua boy no the contract ni nyina no 73 billion Ghana cedis contract ni nyina yen kan say ska na yira yen kan say obi abokro no adwuma no koso but em said there is this particular company bia bi onu ni contract e de amano no edoso enti na we nyina koso enti opposition ewo democracy mo and a democratic country mo ya de pa omo parliament say on be tren and you can say aban no say oye bibi say nya it is assembly pie enya mo ankasa ye breso no ye ankasa okodi to black and St George no mu omo ankasa no omo ye investigation no omo ba omo kan with facts and figures ba mu die ipo enya mu na mo ye investigation ye obi foundation and instead of you to sit down and analyze things say ebe ya mo be ba be kana obi ajet no mo di ye propaganda and minister no so we ndwane wa ba parliament abeka sampa 44% of the contracts are so sourcing and then also omo ayedi mo omo nyina no they went through a stringent and strict way procurement processes and sana yadimomu nti mfumsuo nyina ebie ni ho and there is value for money say I say your man penin oko UN buy here oko share Ghana any Africa nyina onyam we no obaye no oye media e ho na sansem we epie ye enya de say 3 days want to say we pay and we could be sa and say foundation no almost some call and they raise the issue. And yeah, Bonnie, they are part of us. Almost democracy. Enti your man peninso as a good president. No, I didn't know yeah. I say okay. Ono de onti assembly asa. And na senior minister no so e kan no. And na senior amanfo de ye propaganda. Obi nka say kafra obi afaska bi edi. Enti yen providing no or yen furnishing no with the detailed way na efasa contract no. Enti say de ba and I shame and a dear fourth estate air cano ampa yes sir and a scabby alpha baby and yet now quite no. I think then we take it from there. But for now as it stands no corruption be a AC I bet can watch them.
All right. But when I say Gideon former youth organizer NDC Domi Abraham Boom constituency on also actually nefa ade no yanchi obi a ntino sa didi no ekoso na ni wa ntino kepa yote bagata munya mu dede na nkofo ya be hese be nkofo kwa ora musafa ma yehwe mo suspect say once so na koso nko ade corruption bi wa chire ntina ma boni abriyana.
Oh yeah, yes.
And I want to be yes.
I want to put it to my brother and for him to recognize the fact that the minister, the current minister for road and highway, now ranking member. At that time, I was a ranking member, say about roads and highway. So only the main critic of the previous government. So for him, it's more familiarized with the situation when it comes to the procurement law. Onimpa and about sourcing contracts, Onim is abreast with more information when it comes to that aspect. Onim. And I say, me brother soon say or can by requirements. A company say so sourcing and I make kind at earlier submission say but no say exceptional circumstances, maybe unforeseen, it could be an emergency or it could be anything. Maybe no for it to pass through the process na benya sa supply no. And I'm say a bit take time on anchor for so we na bibi sa no and only it me just our process na yen in term. What anything per se, everybody won't say or can be say maybe companies or no minister ne feel say or maybe meet the requisite expertise, logistic, well resource and all that Now me per se me business say the minister no or when open or my companies and institutions are or more good standing estimate or more bidder now. No, there's nothing like that. So it could happen that the company and the supplier another contractor, another minister is dealing with. There could be a past relationship. There could be a relationship within them, between them, and also a breeding ground for corruption. It's a breeding ground for corruption because onim say or no sani pakono secret be betime akoso or betime keep aside because they are friends or whatever because we don't even know. Even as same way by there are people who even trace this to even the registrar general department. And no crampo no time no call website now or my shuttle website down and you just because they don't want people to know. And there are situations or circumstances where even the companies they also are selective or more contracts Osha now saying crampo no more register those companies. So when we talk about requisites experience, so what is the experience? And at that na NDC so by Bemo say this company they are good and when they award contract to them they'll be able to execute such contracts or no. It's in way now sometimes we won't say shoddy works in this way because why award the contract am our down for now we're down for no and I'm say BB call so I will be any mono. It is an or wrong cry you can't even say it, you can't even talk about it just because mumme no tem no BB air coso and a BB womb. It's in a way, Yan per se, or made or can be say opposition for no, and your more crampona or mama or more investigation or mama sa we know a barbonting. And I per se, you say, Enka opposition party, which is the MPP, and okay like Ghanaians will not even believe.
Okay.
Yeah, just because the opposition party, no make us say, yes, no make us say, they want to make the government unpopular or something, or the minister or wherever are responsible unpopular. But this is a situation where an independent institution, a foundation, which is the fourth estate, and I investigation or model way, no, and they are about say BBC Kosoa enye, and then also no a breach. Procurement law no and then some can we say your renowned journalist to say Suleimana Brahma our media foundation for West Africa ebe kan say sa we na ekoso no enye and now we share to say me can be for repackaging and all that of road that has already been in existence now yeah packaging na ko say sa contract na ye create yeah ni sa we ni nya no or can be found say you be a road crampono in ya say be sa no project be in ya maybe we share the central Accra now the main cities na e no we share road be connecting a crampo e bi ni o they say me say na me free Fadama and e wo me up to now we share me age up to now we call baby crampo of Fadama and maybe Nima or somewhere in the greater Accra baby or up to now munyi asphalt road that just imagine Tama Ghana by ne share your resources are your form, their war through their all angle, but we are still not seeing development. The infrastructure deficit is so huge to the extent that comparing us comparable to other countries who has no resources as we have. But when you go to there, you can measure, you can see all those countries. Say Rwanda, Nisa, Ninyano, our free war, look at them. And look at us. It is our political equalization is how we know or mind because you say almost say some bar or mobile address all those issues. In Ghana for to about more MPP first. So it is a Muslim but not Muslim yeah the same thing now. It means you're coin. You're coin or mine ain't do baby and a yin yanson a bebre. It's as an opposition party no for us. Will always make sure say monitor the current government and monitor move footsteps or move free tracking more. They will put them at the right track so that na kebi mami kebi no ne intim ye.
Ora musa na wase many of etosu mi na ode so aba so bi mo. Right, yen share say ko ba say hwehwem koso na say so say kan wasemi corruption bi ewuremu a sika no motwa ma aboso a e be ko say
so bibo sika no ye twa na abroso kwambenso say na mama was typical example say 500 meters road e cost 100,000 I don't say 500 meters road from Ashalaja to Obo she also cost the same no enya de da ho me bra
but enu mu anso no sa kwan na wo kotwa aye 5 kilometers na wo so de 100,000 be no bi so baba ka che so no de 80,000
no me example na me ma say we enti na asem na ye ka no say you can say corruption ya take this is not a scandal. Okay. First and foremost I want my brother to know say we any scandal bia
no but what we say ye cookie
ye cookie how
I can say on best started the deal
on best started the deal by ndi me can say yent say mo because mo dia na ye kan de bia no mo di ewie ne ya che mo ye best started ye ndi nti to bo
che obia
tie to bo ase dem pese me ka me bra wo ma me ra ho anopei wo se wo tra ni ma ne nyuma and MPP about Bemu 16 years. NDC so about Bemu 16 years. After na started another term. In particular, what I say, want to me anye kwan akufo preso anye nima kwan. And na NDC so ya anye, but who so abamba akufo ado year of roads and then year of roads. And you know dey dey wo man we mu. Still o man anye kwan no never betra ha. I mean you have the moral right. I would be criticizing another government. On a lot of road contracts. Ayena ufa dodo way me cover ewo ho. Baby obe fabia weekend me kota ewo ho. Baby obe kopia road contract. Me ankasa me die kakra omo ye. but what I say it is a idea MPP ba bemuda and this national so sir you have every right to say what you are saying but who's what for 16 years and I need man 1 year and I know better criticize obi I mean can't you mimia or kasano or can say governs agboja onu na ranking mem ampa manti ewo baby I say governs agboja or can baby say so sourcing eye bonnet eye mfumso he never ever said that anywhere okay but just what you say one can be sao but now the air koso no na akoye say omo de ade na man pa ba ko so adwuma no so koso ukai agenda 111 omo share boss $100 million but they could say $400 million they were not able to complete even one project and or the big scan $400 million now, $1 million now, almost spend a year. Sometimes when these people speak, don't just go for the statement. Yes, or yeah, or man penindada, or walk one so back to me to Mahama who say, oh, me bra, minia, project I started, you know, say. But maybe someone who say, scanner, yeah, allocate Edima sa project, no. Scanu a contractor no wa parking in Nyoma Kotnefie because ye in fact scanning man no scanu e wo hi wo kai pukwa say in Saman Road ye koji $750 million e wo Afro Exim Bank purposely for that project e dia na ye hu ye man pani His Excellency John Dramani ma ye ba ye no enye GOG ena GOG 709 million Ghana cedis and I coach you answer na ya kwan no nti so see on to when so a we be someone say scan wo he nti say na make no we MPP yade omo ye na ambo omo ye ba ye no ye see yan kasa ye be eradicate and ye be eliminate every ho and I'm saying the minister has admitted in good faith say ampa contract now ya over 400 contract ni nyina and there but 44% bi wo mu a enu so sourcing but nu ponu almost for sending the definition of so sourcing contract etino say specific regulated procedure almost fair mo and me bra can say party for now say until say NDC mo ye wo challenges among for complaining say it's like they are not taking care of party people now these are some of the things and ameboa ye ma NDC contractor ni bi we you can say contract I bet me body wa just say be at your war that out me ye juma and NPP and also NDC but John Dramani Mahama on one can say wheelbarrow contractors will not give them contract because ye peomo ombe ye jumani omo ye ni no ma ye ntem and I want this asem no ye kati so de wododo wa we no or say wheelbarrow contractors are not permitted here. Now, ntindi mi bra he kanu ubeka asem you cannot expatiate or give example of what you said and then we put through a good memo for
but now say right na fe na ya model no kakra ba na fe ya baby hwini na akra ya hwe nsu ya friend akwawera na eni nkomo efe ma wan akwawera nsu pa a wodwa so akwawera nsu mu de akwawera nsu a awomka wo mu akwawera nsu a wonom a nkoma eto na se awia bopa ga na hwie mfifre samo na se wudu baby ye tonsu na wonsa akwawera nsu yi bia aya bogu mu na se because no na bema wo koma atọ yam na mfifre sanu na no aye ni dia ya sa eba nsu wo no a wutum se moye kura o ka sente wo munye nsu no taste kura enye de akwawera e wodwa so a ebi a be hye bia na watwa bi o ba ka so a o depo kese e wo akoda mbai so depo kese e wo ma akwawera eboa mensupa abaga na edwa so They go for the Destiny Properties Limited and the Destiny Properties Limited say Ghana away and that's what some I did during Gramantum and I feel quite Trevosian or Cotasas, that's 120 year was so may shape Papa Parentum, the Destiny Properties Limited, and they are not pay almost say number no elevative so I have far na from no long to trade and common nothing in Shabby Wopia and Kanchen. That's also go I do the Destiny Properties Limited memoirs even 20,000 a genuine casa be a dance or send me anyone with litigation freelance and the Destiny Properties Limited able to me at the amount that was Sumajo areas the doors to area be an assassin then a watching and a pay number that team national the Destiny Properties Limited said from no one to train common no more almost share Ghana ni PR wow Chris Carpus or Tassas no dear project and Minimiano who training now boom just a outright payment yeah discount up to 50% at the amount once will be a Yamamunya then so still I hope so me when you bob run one of the Destiny Properties Limited to come from from on Ben share 6 months 1 year 2 years now the trias as Naka make it down payment where you will be to me as a Seattle the Destiny Properties Limited one Sassam and me every same I'm a summer important walk hobo Odenke Ubomu Nina was as Elhon that's one so I could see Ojopi Domina say Breku Benchum Nina was as Elho in some area Monson who come me able to say attack room Yao Jai Poku Chrome Pampa Soti Tamante Yabuami Esuboy was as so you're very interested Sege Dawa Sugako Pay in Sasso Every Mountains you are in Sassinibi Hall and a Kumasi Johnson you want Sassinibi and water for me when you never be on the John Fanabano that from non say now your cost site I bring and so Saturdays in the site and yet the pie Bubako your Adam Nana a Castle Adam Nana Self-filling station one more and the Destiny Properties Limited from 055 5519 055 5519 and one of the team national answer 053 500 3031 053 500 3031 and come on yeah breath in maybe come on in a minute 1 minute to be a fan summarizing and come with you now over Mr. Found come on born tough aqua was saying scandal corruption beyond also into all kinds of medical saying
yo pacho that's it.
Wait a minute, in a minute.
Yes, meaning very well say the president of the land say omunya investigation. Yeah. Into the investigation in Koso. And or say the minister of rules and highway so and also responded to investigation na in a report we know for na ninya no be consider but in ka mind bia nka by now nka minister no kwa step down or resigning. Yes, because no, say Ushe Asemuna, definitely no. BB Bewum and a BP because I started Eboboba. Okay. Eboboba because Ushe even the source no. Source even within 7 months and now share contractor while they ama enipa bako for and as just a selected we are one open through advertisements I will be a baby they are why no a kwine be a obi ni mu no and crampo na mount into something serious say be kan Korea nka might be crampo I started bobo crampo no nke so nkotena nchen but me gidi say at the end of the day no ye ni ADH Ghana for nso nya ADH and the person me nua no say kan wo say or say MPP at 16 years NDC at 16 years nke kapa NDC at no my way so say any other government any other political party simple because omoba through maybe military rule ajeritana so before obe accepted democracy yes and sana democracy no so no ye benya change of government ku for by ansana atamet by a course ama and they be do say you know NDC a really government than any other political party in Ghana ye pese pa in pese development pa in pese massive infrastructure development any other things as comparable to Europe or everywhere, Western world, you know, NDC. Yes, but say yes,
so people wouldn't be so now me brand can no correct ya tenaso, but what about of my Ghana ha? and I also share 2 political parties no home achievement say corruption and corruptible acts e wo man we mu pa MPP and olidi e wo BPM omo na
all the social interventions are work
brother there we am in pekura o there we am in pekura catch ye back corruptible and corruption e wo man we mu a MPP and a bon wo ye pa and na yen issue wo man we mu kura the few achievement nyoma ye wo no so NDC and edi do duo e ba last me try the universities example ma say MPP for year they say omo they are the elites we consider them to be the elite party now so e ba school sema NDC 6 school ni universities e che omo de wo hin it is a course dia wo se me Jerry na so e na kufuo ba ye adan na kufuo ankoye kwan no na ye hu say Jerry anye ni ye but ono so jaye e na Atamils nso ba ye e na ya ye musa ba ye still money. So who are you blaming here? It is a see Omambofo a MPP and NDC yana ye boa omano.
Right, that's a pa. Tell what you see what happened na so no afi e ye frase but my pension ke mu kosunti ye be si bi anso ye be fele de hon some media baba to edwa. Ora for me ye fa wo da so ko fe ma eye onua we. E na wa wo da happy birthday ko na Kofi Mreku aka Gaddafi na Kofi Mreku na wa wo da enti no Gaddafi wo hamina ese always so happy birthday enti no chem se na wa wo da yi na Australia kopon hira ene nkwatenten na ode ma wo na ne pai bo ma wo no se bibi biara wo do nsa beka wo afia wasim fremu no enye hira emfe mountain na Kofi Mreku a ye fra Gaddafi no Gaddafi wo hamina say o happy birthday ora for na no penko mo na ha na di mesi ona bo Mustafa and I feel so no ra IT and I better as we didn't come with the plan. Men so am, we shall make media course. The frame is so be poor for